From the mountain tops to the prairies wide, we carved our dreams where the wild winds ride. With pick and shovel we staked our claim. Through fire and rain we bore no shame. The red dirt stained our boots and skin, but it built the place we all live in. Oh, Red Dirt Nation, rise and stand from the treasures deep in the soil's hand. A family of brothers hand in hand. This is our home. This is our land. The river sang as we toiled away. Their whispers kept the fears at bay. Fields of gold from the seeds we sowed, a testament to the lives we owed. Though the wind may howl, the earth may quake, but roots run deep with every stake. The blood, the sweat, the laughter too. This red dirt binds me and you. Oh, Red Dirt Nation, rise and stand from the treasures deep in the soil's hand. A family of brothers hand in hand. This is our home. This is our land.
Well, hello, everybody. How's it going? Red Dirt Nation is officially live on our YouTube page. So we're running into technical difficulties tonight. Yeah, so you might be on Carl's page or my page, but on the ticker down below, you'll see the youtube.com/Red Dirt Nation -MMP. That's the YouTube channel you need to go to be in the chat where everyone else is. So we're asking everybody go there. We're restreaming on mine because we had some technical difficulties and it dropped our live stream earlier. So my page is just a backup stream just in case. So everybody head over to the youtube.com/Red Dirt Nation -MMP. Make sure you subscribe, like, and hit a video so your subscription to our page sticks. Because YouTube decided to purge us. We had over 80 subscribers yesterday in 24 hours of starting this page, and we lost 40 subscribers. So it was something else. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind of a day for us to get this going.
And our whole account got shut down for 3 minutes too. That was fun.
Exactly. So we've been scrambling. Our special guest backstage has been patient with us. So I want to welcome everybody. I'm 403 Prospector. We got 406 Miner, Carl Madley. Prospecting 406 is going to be up here in a bit. But yeah, we've got a great guest for you. Carl, let's take it away.
All right, I'm ready for this exciting interview. Interviewing a gold prospecting YouTube legend, one of my buddies, one of my heroes, the Flower Gold Wizard, aka Jason Kelter. He's all about hunting the elusive superfine particles in Wisconsin and Michigan's rivers, beaches, and Lake Superior spots. His channel's packed with practical tips on sluices, pans, and cleanup gear, plus that signature humor we all love that makes him addictive. I cannot wait to get into this chat. Welcome, everybody. Jason Kelter, the Flower Gold Wizard.
Hey,
Well, how?
Oh,
Oh,
not me.
wrong.
There we
That
go.
Was
guy
that
right
off the
there.
cuff? I don't know if that was off the
I
cuff.
definitely did some research, buddy. I didn't. They told me I had to headline this one, so I put some work in. I'm more than just a pretty face.
Well, I appreciate your kind words.
I'll get this out of the way. You know how much I appreciate everything you've done for me in this journey. I'm just over a year into it, and you've helped me out so much in the creek, out of the creek, on YouTube. Can't thank you enough. And I know there's a whole bunch of other people like me that feel the same way. So,
Well,
and
I
thank you
appreciate
for
you.
doing
I
this
appreciate
interview.
all those guys too. I do.
Yeah, can't thank you enough, Jason, for coming up, man.
Yes.
I've watched your videos. I haven't gotten to meet you in person, but everything I've heard from Carl is nothing but good things. You know, you're kind of a not kind of, you are a powerhouse in the gold community on YouTube. So we appreciate you coming up, man. We really do.
Well, thanks for having me.
And now all of my questions for you are, boy, this just is not the day for technical stuff. Come on, phone.
All right. Oh, I've got one for you. For
give
listeners who might not know you yet, who is Jason Kelter and what is Flower Gold Wizards all about?
Holy cow. Well, I'm just another guy like anybody else sitting in that studio or watching. Construction worker, husband, father. I mean, I've got a honeydew list, same as anybody else out there. But when I have a little bit of spare time, I got into, watching a little bit of YouTube here and there when there's nothing on TV. And I like, some of those shows like Gold Rush and Whitewater and some of the shows back in the day, a lot of just outdoor related stuff. And I've always been attracted to the outdoors. And something about finding gold out there really piqued my interest. I mean, especially when you watch shows like Gold Rush and they have buckets of it, right?
Yeah.
So having that piqued my interest on TV, I caught a couple of glimpses of some videos of a guy named Rick Bottleson mining gold in Wisconsin out towards the Nugget Lake area. And as soon as I clicked on that video, YouTube does what it does. It feeds you more of what you just clicked on. And I started watching more and more. And I thought, you know what? The fish aren't biting and I don't really hunt anymore. I'm going to go out and see if I can't stick a shovel in the ground and find a little bit of gold. Well, I didn't find any gold for a while, but I was still having fun. I had Rigby with me and we were out there doing what we like. And it just kind of morphed into me making a habit out of going out there, getting in the 50 to 1 club, which is 50 spots you try don't have gold, one does. Well, when I found that one spot that did, I was hooked instantly. And I started watching more YouTube videos and more. And I thought, you know what? Those guys are making videos. Why can't I make a video? And I've got one of those personalities that once you set your sights on something, you want to see it through. Like salmon fishing, you buy all the gear, you get good at it, and then you get sick of it. Well, I'm not sick of gold mining yet, and it turns out I'm pretty decent at making videos. Now, there's not shovels full of gold around here by any means, so I thought, why not crack some beers, go out there and have fun. I like to joke around at work, so why not joke around on YouTube? Here we are.
Nice.
Nice.
So I just want to, I'm seeing some comments in the chat. We are having some technical difficulties with StreamYard. We are somehow still being streamed on my channel and Carl's channel. So the main chat is on the Red Dirt Nation channel page. which you can find on the banner going across youtube.com/Red Dirt Nation -MMP. Go there, you'll see the live, and that's where the main chat is. Okay, and then we'll get you everybody subbed up. And all right, let's keep on going with the interview. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no problem. Who was your
Lay it
biggest
on me.
influencer on YouTube?
On YouTube? Boy, I tell you what, I say this with a grain of salt, but it was probably Dan Hurd.
Nice.
He was the biggest name out. He was the biggest name out there at the time, and he was still a high school teacher at the time when I started watching him. And I really enjoyed the interactions he had with his class, the kids at his classes. He didn't take any crap from them. He laid down the law a little bit. He had to snip at him once in a while. Then he got out there in the field and he just kind of did it, you know. And it wasn't a whole lot of flash. It was just him out there doing it. And I to be honest, I haven't watched his channel in quite some time. It got different, but back in the day, I would say he was probably the biggest one I watched.
I've got many questions.
What's he doing these days anyway? Is he still making videos?
A little. He's doing more of the Jemmy stuff, like he said he was going to transition into, and then he's been doing a lot where he goes down with Jason from Mount Baker Mining, and they do some collabs together. But he's definitely not dropping a new video every Saturday morning like he once was, and definitely not the same content. I guess that's one question we could do for you. So you're pretty much Saturday, Sunday every week. Sometimes you give us a bonus video. I personally know that there's times when you record Saturday and it's out first thing Sunday. How do you normally do it? How do you I know the other guys will record videos for weeks in advance. What's your go-to with that?
You nailed it right on the head. I record on Saturdays. I edit and do all my cleanup in the shop if I do, and I drop it Sunday morning. I've always had big dreams of having all these videos stored up so I could go ice fishing, or I could go take a couple of weeks off to do this or do that. But then I just post them on a Wednesday and they're gone anyway. So if I'm lucky enough to be somewhere like at our outings, we used to do Patreon outings. I don't do Patreon anymore. Now I'm in another thing, the Circle app, and we do outings. And luckily at Nugget Lake, there's Wi-Fi there, and I actually uploaded a video from Nugget Lake and launched it the next day. So I'm day one, day two kind of guy,
Right.
And
that was the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
When you and I had first talked, when I had no idea about YouTube, and I never set out or had any intention of becoming a YouTuber. I just recorded a couple of videos and threw them on, and then repeated the process. But you had said I shoot the videos with my phone, I edit with my phone, I upload them. I don't, and I had this imagination that you were at home in a big studio editing, and you're simply not.
No, I'm not. I do have I do have a laptop where I can make my videos I don't know, pop a little bit. I mean, it's got some apps on there, or whatever you call them on there, where it takes quite a while, but you can definitely make better videos. But if I think about what I'm doing, excuse me, it's really just about going out, having fun, and videoing it. If I do it on my phone and I edit it on my phone and I launch it and people like it, cool. If they don't like it, that's cool too. I'm not going to go over and above just to make a video that has a lot of that, just to make everybody else happy. If I'm not happy doing what I'm doing, well, then I'm not going to do it anymore.
What is the wildest prospecting mishap you've had, like a busted sluice or surprise wildlife encounter that still makes you laugh?
No wildlife encounters. No, maybe a porcupine, but that'd be for Rigby to tell. That's his story. But
Oh,
in the
geez.
spring of the year, more than once, it's walking on 2 layers of ice. You've been there. I know you have. You're walking on flow water on the top of a layer of ice, only to find out that there's water in between that layer of ice and the next layer of ice, and you break through it. Well, you do that right away in the morning, and that makes for a mighty long day. I tell you what,
Oh,
and I've seen Carl do it.
I do believe we both fell in that day, but I did it a little better than you
Yeah.
did. Yeah. The only thing that kept my head out of the water was the wake from my chest.
You call it better.
you were more graceful.
And these guys that complain about the walk back to the truck at Nugget, they don't know until you've done it completely soaked head to toe in a 20-degree day. I don't want to hear about that walk.
Yeah.
It's a big hill.
Once the mining team gets wet and ice cold, your day turns into a whole different day.
And you're not talking about the dogs.
Nope.
Flower gold is notoriously tough to capture. What's one mistake that even seasoned prospector makes that dooms their haul?
Lack of patience. Lack of patience. When you want to run 5 buckets or 10 buckets in a day, it's tough not to. I mean, if you got them sitting there ready and you just want to run them, you know how tedious it could be to put little scoops on your sluice, because I've seen you mine. I've seen other people mine with these great big huge sluices, and they're putting full shovelfuls on there, and the water is just tearing through there. You're losing gold 100%. And that is one of the reasons I made this thing here. That's that little mini sluice. I don't like to lose gold. And I catch myself all the time out there just taking a big old slopper, throwing it on there, thinking, well, I'll get 85% out of 2 buckets if I just run it fast like this versus 99% out of 1 bucket, And,
Right.
There's probably a trade-off there, and depends on the day. I'll take either.
I definitely agree with the running too fast for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on mine, usually I dig, and my wife, is the sluice scooper, and she's always yelling at me, bring more dirt, faster.
So since you brought it up, that mini sluice, walk us through how you designed it and why it's such a game changer for the gold cleanup.
Well, it's from experience with my gold cube. This came directly from the gold cube right here. Back when I first started, all I used was a gold cube. I went up to the beach, and I went up to the beach, and went up to the beach when you could still use sluices up there. And that thing had, the vortex mats in it and all that. And it works absolutely fantastic. It worked back then fantastic, and it holds true today. I didn't like the fact that it was kind of hard to clean out, and it caught every little nook and fiber and root and this and that, and it was tough to clean out, and dog hair. So I switched my gold cube over to all sawtooth, which I actually have right back there. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's sawtooth from top to bottom. And I found out that thing works absolutely just as well as the vortex matting. And as far as cleaning up all those concentrates at the beach go, I've got a VDR cleanup sluice, and there's cleanup sluices for sale on the internet everywhere you look. And the VDR does work well, but it does miss the super fine powder gold. And I wanted something that would catch it. And the sawtooth mat in my eyes was the answer to that, and it turned out to be true. I mean, this thing, it's a real slow flow, smooth water. You don't want any turbulence or any bubbles or anything, just nice laminar flow. And just so that gold lays right down in there, and you turn up the water just enough to get things moving a little bit, and that gold sticks in there. And I'm really glad I made it. And I couldn't have made this thing without Wesley Hatfull, my partner in this. And he came up with the different layered designs here, the riffles that gradually get a little bit larger towards the end, and it's, to me, it's a game changer. It saves a lot of time. When you first start out mining, you get that black sand and you're all excited to get home and you're panning it out. Well, after your 1,000th time of that, you get a little bit sick of doing that the whole time, right?
Yeah.
So you want something to play around with, and it's fun, and it's something else to play with. I try to keep my prospecting adventures fun, and that's another aspect of it.
Okay. One of the things I haven't got to do with you, and that it'll happen, beach mining on Lake Superior. Sounds epic, but tricky. What's the biggest lesson you've learned about spotting pay streaks versus inland rivers?
I have never once spotted a pay streak on a river. It's always shovel, shovel, shovel.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
go out to the beach.
Test.
Yeah. And you go out to the beach and you see black sand. Well, you can see your streak just because it's black sand. Now, does all that black sand have gold in it? Absolutely not. But I can't see streaks of black sand in any creek or any river that I know of. Yeah, even at Nugget Lake, you can't spot none of that stuff. You got to dig. But I can walk down the beach for 2 miles and test in the little streaks of black sand here or there, or the piles or banks or whatever, and it makes it a lot easier to spot it. Love the beach.
What's that? You say you love the beach?
Love the beach.
Yeah, I've got to get there. It's a long ride for me, for sure.
Yeah,
But I know you
well,
don't want to
4
hear.
hours for me too.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm jumping back and forth in my questions here, so I'm trying to find one that fits with where we're at. We got any questions in chat for people other than link for the correct channel? I also do see.
I can't read the chat here.
Oh, yeah, someone shut it down. If one of the guys in the background would put the chat back up on the screen. There we go.
There we go.
Red just saying hi to people. James is in the chat. Say hi to James.
Hey, James.
So what was your what gave you the idea for your smooth water head?
Oh, the heads.
Yeah.
It's actually in the name, smooth water. The original design I came up with had a big tank. Here's one right here. It's what is this here? An 8 smooth water 8 right there. The original one I came up with had a big tank that came down right here, and this little inlet was down at the bottom of that tank, and it pushed water up, and it just fell right off of this face right here. It was absolutely perfect. These are perfect too, in my opinion. However, it's a little more, well, it's a little less bulky. It doesn't have that tank hanging off. I can stuff this right in a pail. It works pretty good. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, when you're dealing with the really small dots of gold, and even all the way up to flakes that will make your eyes open up a little bit, that every one of those pieces in that size will float. Every single one of them. You guys have all seen it, and anybody out there that has panned without jet dry with a number of pieces of gold in your pan know that it'll float. And I knew for certain, I still know that when I'm out on the creek, I'm floating gold right down my sluice. There's sometimes there's just nothing you can do about it. I can't put jet dry in the whole creek, right? So
Right.
I made these specifically to get rid of any bubbles at all, and they do that. The water just falls right out of there. I mean, you can't even see the water running down your sluice. This stuff is so smooth, and I'm a firm believer in that.
Prospecting 406 is asking, what is your favorite mineral besides gold to prospect for?
Mineral. I got to be honest. I really don't hunt any other minerals. I mean, I'm a rock guy. I go out looking for cool rocks and agates and whatnot like that. And on occasion, I will take a little time at the beach and look for specimens, gold specimens. And I have found a couple. One in particular that's pretty impressive, but not. I mean, garnets. Yeah. If there are some spots out west Wisconsin, you can get some pretty nice big garnets, which are pretty cool. And I've got a little vial of somewhere around here. But as far as minerals go, I'm not that guy too much.
After you get a garnet that big, the Nugget Lake ones aren't fun anymore. No, the ones at the Sapphire Mine in Montana too were just huge. It was just like,
Yeah.
I love the garnets at Nugget Lake. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like, wow, they get so much bigger. Somebody was just on YouTube with there were garnets in the actual rock. They were like chiseling chunks of the rock out, way out above ground, and it was just full. I'll have to figure out who that was. Gray.
Well, that's
I'll find that video again, and I'll send it in circle to you and Lucas, and we can figure it out. But yeah, it was really, really neat to see it in Matrix, I guess, or however you call it. Jason Hoover's wondering,
that would be cool,
if there's any effort to get the beach reopened for high bankers again. I know Mike Pung's been working hard on this, but I haven't heard an update since last year. So, what do you know on it?
I haven't heard any updates. I haven't heard any updates either. I do talk to Mike Pung on occasion. He knows the people to ring the phones. I do not. I mean, I can put stuff on video and I can yap all I want, but at the end of the day, I'm an out-of-stater, and I can only do so much from out of state, other than what I can do on my YouTube channel. But yeah, I haven't. I guarantee you, the minute that Mike Pung knows something about that, he'll text me or call me, and I'll let everybody else know.
Funny enough, we can ask him next week because he's our next interview. So Jason, if you want to join us next Monday, Mike's going to join us. So there you go.
Oh,
sounds good. I like talking with Mike.
Yeah.
Do we switch next Monday then? I was wondering that.
Yeah, next Monday's Mike.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Rock Butcher says, tell Jason that I'm waving to him from across the pond. Tell him to look north.
He's our resident geologist.
Rock Butcher.
Rocky Mountain Prospector Brad, that's the same question we just covered. Are we going to open the beach up sluices again this year? So you multiple people asking that. I know that was some of the first videos I ever saw of you. This back when I owned the bar, and I would put you up on all 7 TVs and make everybody in the bar like, watch this guy. We can drive there. He's finding gold, and he's at the beach. And I was like, I've got that same battery in my shack. Huh? Yeah, before. No, people like that. People like that. I didn't fully go out of business. I shut it down on my own choice, but I did consider reopening, and that wasn't going to happen. That's for sure.
Well, I appreciate
Reg wants to know where you got the idea for your black poison pay dirt.
From panning 8 teaspoons at a time of concentrates from the beach before I had this. You wanted
to share the wealth.
I wanted to share the wealth. Now, black beach sand, sure, it's tough to pan, just digging it right off the beach. But I tell you what, You run it through a gold cube or a sluice or something, and it gets worse. The heaviest of the heavy and the smallest of the small are what you wind up with the gold at the end. And you put all that into a container multiple times during the day, and you wind up with the blackest, meanest poison you ever had. I tell you what, it just turned out to be a curse bringing all that stuff home and having to pan through that. It was my curse, but I don't reflect too bad on it, I guess. So here we are.
So how many, since that's your curse, how many of them black poison bags could you estimate that you've given away now over the years? Or sold, whichever.
Couple hundred for sure. Couple hundred.
I know I've got a couple, I did a few, and then we've given some away. Like it's a great bag for everybody to try once, but I don't want to do another one. I don't think that guy needs any introduction. The rig bone.
Yeah.
The rig bone. Yeah, all the other boys are in the house. He stayed out here with me.
Bone Dead Heathens wants to buy the green one with ridges you used for flower gold in a video. Need the pump hose sluice. I don't know what to call it or where to order. The green one with ridges? Yeah.
I don't have a green one.
Yeah, they're blue.
I don't have a green one, but you can email me and I'll send you all the information.
And so then we talked about the mini cleanup sluice a little bit. You want to tell us about the Ripper?
The Ripper. I actually have that sitting here too.
I see
Hey.
that.
Let me go ahead and grab that.
I have one in arm's reach myself.
Yep. Now the Ripper, that's just the same exact size sluice. And the same head fits right on it, but it's got a different surface on here. It's flat, but it's got a coated surface. Now that would be classified as more of a toy. It does work. It works extremely slow, just like a Miller table. I used to have a Miller table, and it was 12. Anybody that's had one, you know, they're 12 inches wide, 12 inches long, but they can be extremely difficult to set up perfectly. And I got so sick of mine, I gave it away to a guy named Joseph Knowlton. On you, he's probably in the comments. I just wanted something that I could grab, set it in my tub there on my brick. Same way I set up my other sluice there, and maybe raise it up just a little bit, turn it on, and it works. And it does exactly that. It's more of a toy. If you don't feel like doing this all day with that last tablespoon or whatever you get out of the mini sluice, take a couple little scoops, throw it on there, and it'll clean it for you.
Nice.
And the key with that is definitely patience. Slow, a little bit at a time. And yeah, I play with mine quite a bit before.
And I've busted myself putting too much on there too. I get so impatient.
Want to see that shiny?
Yeah.
With groups like the Wausau, and I know for sure I was there, the Toma prospectors shouting you out, how has the Midwest prospecting community changed, and what's your role in it?
I won't say that I didn't have a role in what's been happening. There's more involvement. I think there's more interest. And I'm only getting that from the comments that I get on my channel. Some people, you've inspired me to get off the couch, or, I used to go outside and hunt and do this, and I don't do that anymore, but this looks like a fun hobby. I'm going to check it out. You know of anybody I can talk to around here or around there? And, I don't know every single club in the Midwest, but I do know those couple of clubs and a couple down in Ohio, and I always throw the names out, and if they maybe reach out to them and get in touch with them, that's pretty cool, because it is a great hobby, and as you guys are well aware, a great community of people. I mean, you won't find anywhere a better close knit group of people than prospectors. I mean, read any of the comments in anybody's videos, and it's positive, positive, positive. Every once in a while, sure, you get a clunker, but that's the internet. But
Yeah.
for 99% of us, this group of people is where it's at, you know. And I think it's gaining a little bit of traction. It's a lot of it has to do, I think, with reality. You're not going to go out and shovel buckets like Parker Schnabel and all them cats. I don't throw gold in my pans at the end of the video and show it off and all that. I show them what you could find, and sometimes we do good, sometimes we don't do good. But you know, I try to show the fun aspect of it too. Me and the dog, we're out there having fun. We maybe light a campfire. We have beef sticks and a brew, and that's what it's all about, having fun. And I think people are checking into that a little bit.
If you could wave your magic wizard wand, what's one innovation would you revolutionize for flower gold recovery for hobbyists?
One innovation I could revolutionize?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you've done a couple already, so maybe this is redundant.
Well, I tell you what, the production pan that I guess I did invent it. I was gonna say I didn't, but I did. It's a spin-off of Mike Pung's let me grab that thing, banjo pan. Yeah, no strings. But this thing, he put a lot of thought into this thing, probably a lot of time too. And the concept is fantastic. You got a little hopper, you got a little mat here, and you shake and shake and shake, and this thing will definitely catch gold. But flower gold is hard to come by, and a little mat like that, and an impatient guy like me don't mix very well. So I made that big production pan. I got it around here somewhere. If you could hang on just a second, I'll go grab it.
Oh yeah.
I've told you guys about this. Hey Nick, how you doing tonight?
Nick, how's it going?
I'm late.
All right.
There.
So this, I have way more surface area in there. It does the same exact thing as that banjo pan, except I can classify out rocks through here. I can shimmy this thing back and forth. It's got the same mat as that banjo pan or a stock gold cube. And the amount of material you can move with this thing is amazing. And that, to me, is rather innovative because flower gold, there's a limited amount of it. There's, I might be able to fill my whole pond up with flower gold that's in the United States, but boy, that United States is big. So you got a big block of sand, and there's a speck here, and a speck there, and a speck there, and a speck there. Well, how do I move that whole big block of sand with something this big when I can move more of it with something this big? And I think flower gold is a volume game. If you're into just finding volumes of flower gold, and that's your only purpose of going out there. I do this stuff here. I invent this stuff, one, because it's fun, two, because it changes it up out there a little bit. You're not just shoveling all day long and shoveling all day long. You get to play around a little bit and take a break, crack a beer, have a beef stick. Here's Bowser-oni right here. Hey, Bowser. That's what it's all about.
Well, we're getting close. We got a little time left with you here, but I got a lightning round bucket list group of questions to ask you. So, what's one U.S. state you haven't prospected yet, but absolutely have to before you hang up the pan?
Alaska next year.
Nice. One foreign country that keeps you up at night dreaming of flower gold.
Australia.
Yep.
Very common answer.
Australia's got flower gold. Australia's got flower gold, same as us.
Yeah.
Alaska, you just said that. Yukon or Nome, pick one, and why in 5 words or less.
Yukon, because it's romanticized in movies.
Ooh, good job. Love it.
I'd like to do a long walk on the beach.
I like that one.
That was great.
Australia, similar question. The Victoria Golden Triangle or the Western Desert?
Victoria Golden Triangle. I don't like the heat.
Yes, I do know that.
Yeah.
One famous gold rush river anywhere on Earth that you'd sell your truck to dig in for a week.
Holy cow.
It's coming with the good questions.
Excellent question. Man, oh man. What is that creek that Whitewater was on last year?
I think it's Nugget.
Nugget Creek.
Nugget. Yeah,
Nugget.
Creek.
That's the one. That place is beautiful.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know the answer, I think, to this, but surprise me, I guess. Beach, Creek, or Hard Rock Mine? What's your dream location?
That'd be a hard beach.
No, a beach.
All right. And the craziest,
beach.
most remote place you'd still backpack sluice to reach.
That you broke up a little bit. The craziest place, what?
That you'd still hike 20 miles with a backpack sluice to reach.
Oh. Holy cow. I would say, like, I hear that the Yuba River, if you hike that far, you could find spots that haven't been hit too hard.
I'd love to go.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And we touched on it for a minute, but we definitely got to talk about the real star of the channel. Rigby's basically the most favorite prospecting dog on YouTube. Does he actually know when you found color, or is he just there for the snacks and belly rubs?
Rigby knows we're talking about him. I gotta.
Got Bowser here. Let's ask Rigby. Rigby, come here. Rigby.
That's Bowser.
Yep. Here's one for Bowser. Come here, Rigby. Come here.
Bowser.
Miracle wants to ask you a question. Is it all about the snacks or is it about the gold? Yeah. Well, apparently he's speechless.
He's not gonna. He pleads the fifth, huh?
What's your best Rigby on the? What's your best Rigby on the dig story that never made it to a video?
He actually crapped in one of my holes.
Really?
He didn't think that was a good spot then.
Did you notice, or did you shovel it into the classifier?
I ain't matching that one up.
If Rigby could talk, what would he say is the worst part about being a Flower Gold prospecting dog? I think I know, but
the lack of pee breaks on the way home.
I figured
thought it might.
getting his
I thought it
belly
might be the pink blankie.
Pretty sure that's my
No,
dog.
he
He's
loves
super
his
part of
big
the ride,
blankie.
too.
He does not
He
like his
loves
belly
it.
wet, though.
No, he doesn't like to get his belly wet.
Captain Chaos has a question.
Oh.
Jason, what is the biggest nugget you have ever found?
I'll grab it.
There you
Hey,
go.
he's even got it.
We're gonna
He's
make
still
him
got
big.
it. Guys, do you see the counter at the top?
This hound dog right here. Let's see. This is actually a specimen that I found up on Lake Superior,
Oh,
which
wow.
has 0.9 grams of gold in it.
Wow.
Wow.
Is that one you did a density test on then, or?
Yep, that's the one I did density test on.
That's sweet. And then also John Lord says, I still tell Jason that I would bring in the old 1960s lawn sweeper and bag and run that along the beach and put it in a bucket for panning.
Well, I'm not pulling it.
Or carrying it down to the lake, huh?
Have you ever thought about putting a camera on Rigby just to see what he does?
Yes, I actually have. And I still might, now that he's slowing down a little bit, it'll be actually watchable, because a lot of it'll just be him laying there and hopefully the camera's pointed at me.
Reg Lab says Black Poison was one of his first pay dirts. He has to thank you for his addiction to panning black sands.
Well, you're welcome, Reg, and I appreciate you helping me out on my lives, buddy.
If you could only take 3 pieces of gear to one of those dream locations, what are you going to pack?
I'm going to pack. Ooh, excellent question. 3 pieces of gear. One was obviously a pan, because that's all you really need. A shovel and a snuffer.
Makes sense. Right now, Lucas is saying, you forgot your scoop.
Yeah.
Hey, Lucas.
Work.
Let's see. I don't know. Let's off the cuff a little bit here. I found out last night that the Wausau Prospector Club has a gold outing where they go down to Gold Camp in Indiana. Did you know about that?
I got their newsletter, and I may have read something about that.
I haven't looked for the newsletter yet, but I do get it. So you can run a 6-inch dredge down there. It's on private land.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's also an upcoming event in Ohio at the Ohio Buckeye chapter, and I'm contemplating possibly going to that. I'm still waiting to get the exact dates, because I don't want it to conflict with my first outings with you guys.
Yeah.
But so I mean, yeah, there's places to go all over the place, and like we talked about before, there's a little more interest than there used to be, I think. And the more we can do to help, the better for everybody.
Yeah, I didn't realize that the guy from Gold Club or Gold Camp was talking about them coming, and I thought maybe there was a different Wausau, and I was like, well, that sounds like fun, and it's not that far, and those guys are all fun. I mean, we've dug with a lot of them already, but I'm thinking about it. I know James and Zach and I are actually tossing around the idea of February or January going to Phoenix and just wandering around out there and maybe spending a day with Lucas, since he's going to be on hiatus out there.
Yeah.
I know you don't like
and
the
I wish
heat,
I could.
Yeah.
I'd really love to just take some trips, 3-4 day trips here and there. I just happen to be on this job right now that I started back in January, and I won't get it done until next May or June. So my travel options are extremely limited. And if I could leave and I knew things were going to get done there and done right, I would, but I can't, so I can't.
I do see a comment from Lord Shadow. He says that he has the Share the Love package, and to let you and anybody else know if they want to add something to it. And Aquadonkey wants to know if you've considered sniping after finding that large nugget.
I have tried sniping in the past, and I do intend on on sniping in the future. The place I sniped at last time on video, the snorkel and the mask and all that stuff. It's pretty amateur stuff, but it was fun. And I have another spot that I have every intentions of going to. It's my secret campsite with the big horse pipe
Yep.
or half pipe bedrock chute with all the boulders in there. I know there's something down in there. I just know it. But that spot has been compromised.
Oh
There's
no.
a guy out there that follows me around, and he found the secret campsite. And I haven't been back there since. I've thrown a temper tantrum a little bit because I didn't appreciate that. Now I think they're bringing people from the club up here out there, and it's a mess. But I do intend on finding some spots to do some sniping. Yeah.
Have you ever decided or thought about maybe putting claims on, let's say, the secret campsite, or is it a real pain to put claims out there, or can you?
Yeah, you can't. There's no claim in that land right there. Even if you could put a claim on it, I probably wouldn't, other than just to go down there and make videos. The juice probably isn't worth the squeeze to claim the land in this area right here. For me, having a spot like that just to go to and nobody's around, I could just go down there and I know I got it all to myself, and I don't have to trip in other people's holes and pick up their garbage and this and that. That's a treasure in itself. And other than the coolness factor of having your own place, the gold isn't worth the squeeze.
Makes sense. Who else has got some questions? Nick, you came in a little late. What did we miss?
Well, you kind of hit. I'm the rock guy, so I was going to ask you, when you're out hunting, for your agates up in Lake Superior, are they pretty well spread out, or is there one specific location where you go get all those really cool agates?
That's a good question. I am the worst agate hunter that ever hunted agates. I don't know if it's my particular eyesight color or what it is, but I'm horrible at it. From what I read about them, and I read about where you can find them, and I read about the different kinds of them, and the areas I go to aren't supposed to be. I don't go specifically looking for agates by geography. Like, the western part of the south shore of Lake Superior is supposed to be really thick and good for a certain type of agate. And then there's like a mishmash dead zone. And then over toward the eastern part, there's a whole different type of agate over there, and lots of them. Well, when I go up gold mining, I'm looking for agates as well in a mediocre spot. And like I said, there must be something wrong with my eyes, because a couple Thanksgivings ago I was down there and I couldn't find a one. And the people that were working on the deck they're building there, him and his wife and kids were down there, and they found 5 of them while I was standing there making a video, and I never seen one of them. So yeah, it's a tough deal.
Was in construction underneath.
I found them before, but
I go out with Donna and I can't find a rock, but then she's got a pocket full, and we're in someone's driveway. It's just some people have the eye; they see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's about finding a good one once, and once you can see it once, typically I've been able to, at least personally, been able to find it a lot easier afterwards.
Well, I hope that's the case.
Donna says hi, Jason.
So Whatful is wanting to hear about Jason's homemade hooch.
Oh.
Whoa. Homemade hooch.
You know who that is? That's
Is that
Wesley.
Wesley?
He makes these. That's Wesley.
Oh,
Jason's
Wes.
homemade hooch, huh? Well, I
we
don't
know
have any
nothing about
currently,
that.
but I have some. I do have some homemade hooch that I didn't make. That's pretty darn tasty.
Lord Shadow's asking if you have ever thought of panning in Montana because he believes he knows a few spots where someone can pan in solitude.
Yep.
I bet you there's lots of spots where somebody can pan in solitude out there. And no, I have not. I did, however, pan in Wyoming, and for the most part in solitude. But before I even knew what I was doing, for the most part, I found some black sand, but no gold. But it was a beautiful area.
I think between Lord Shadow and us, we could show you a few places here.
Yeah, we could.
I bet.
Oh, and
And
Dave too, Dave V.
Yep.
and we can, and the olive branch is always out there for you, man. You want to come to Montana?
I appreciate
It's always out
that.
there.
Beautiful country. Beautiful out
Yeah.
there.
You gotta hurry up and get that job done.
Send me
Work
20
faster.
more guys.
I'd drive back to go rock hunting and gold mining with you.
Heck yeah.
So where did the name Flower Gold Wizards come from?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is an excellent question, and I do have an answer for that.
There you go.
Okay. I wanted a name. I wanted a name that reflected what I was doing, and Flower Gold is what I was doing. At the time I was thinking of this, I was sitting on the couch looking at YouTube, watching an Ozzy Osbourne or a Black Sabbath video called The Wizards. I love that song. And it just popped into my head, Flower Gold Wizards, and I hit do.
Nice, nice.
A tribute to the late Ozzy Osbourne. I love it.
Yep.
Yep.
So
That's
That's
100% true right there.
is this the new official logo, or is it still what's on your shirt? Or the one on the wall behind you? You've got so many renditions of it. So
Oh, well, that one. Oh, you guys can see that?
oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay, here's a story. So when I first got started, let's see, it would be the logo. Let me turn the camera one time here. You ready? Don't get dizzy on me now. Now that logo right there is my original logo.
We can't see
You
it.
all see that?
It's on.
Oh,
It
so
was
I had that-
whitewashed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I had that original logo, and a guy I worked with was married to this gal, and she ran like a printing and shirt and all that kind of business, and she came up with that logo, and she was making my hoodies and shirts and all that and charging me a good amount, and I figured that I could do better somewhere else. And, she was whatever, a little crazy and whatnot, but she was giving me a hard time about using that logo somewhere else. She was going to charge me $1,500 for the logo design and this and that. And I said, well, fine. So I made that logo and I started using that one, and they ended up getting divorced. And she went away, and now I just do whatever I want. So I have like 3 or 4 of them.
Gene Cloth is wondering about info on the Wausau Gold Club. I think Gene's in Wausau as well. I know the Toma Club's got a Facebook page. I think the Wausau Club does. Do you have their email?
Yeah.
Gene, if you want to email me, I know I have Mike from Toma's email. So email carlmadley@gmail.com, and I'll get you. I might have to get you to Mike to get you to Wausau, but we'll get you there.
That's so bad.
What's your email there,
Yeah,
Carl?
Kurt Bublitz is the president of Toma.
Yeah, Mike is.
Or Wausau.
Who is? Oh, Kurt is. Yeah, Kurt. And I do have Kurt's email.
Yep,
Yeah.
Kurt Bublitz.
I knew I'd figure it out once I got in my email. I just couldn't rattle it off. But yes, it is Kurt. So thank you,
Okay,
Jake.
so I want to ask you some YouTube and content creation questions. What was your first
Lay it
ever
on.
Flower Gold Wizards video, and how did you feel watching it now compared to what you're producing these days?
Holy cow, the first one? Well, I don't even remember the name of it, but wow, it was. I can see it. I can see every minute of it too. Okay, so without naming any names, I was watching at the time some video producers that are still making videos today that have taken a break or two in between, but they started making videos again, and they come in with these real light wash-ins, like look at this beautiful stream and look at this beautiful cricket and beautiful this and beautiful that. Well, when you get in the creek, you're not thinking about beautiful this or beautiful that. You want to get in there with a shovel and kick it in the dirt and throw a bunch of it in your pan. So my first intro was me kind of making light of that. I was panning over the creek and talking real nice about this and that. And I flipped the camera around and I said, "No, that ain't us. We're gonna go down there and punch that crick in the mouth, and we're gonna get some gold out of it." And just kind of, I just kind of do what comes to mind, I guess.
PA, we covered that a little bit ago. They have not rescinded the ban, but we'll probably get some really good answers from Mike Pung next week, PA, because we're doing him next week, and he's big into that. So, there's the question up on screen. So,
yeah. Mr. Lodak, how's it going?
Mr. Lodak's in the house.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give a new prospector starting out?
Have fun. Don't expect a lot. I mean, it depends where you're at. I mean, if you're following, prospectors theory around, or some of those guys that go out and they get grams of gold in a day, and some of them do. They go out, they live out gold country, and they get that. Well, 99% of us aren't that. My advice would be just to go out and with a pan and a shovel and see if you like digging. See if you like the scenery. See if you like the drive there and the hike in and what you're looking at. You're not going to find gold every single time until you find enough spots that you can find gold every single time. And it takes time. So, bide your time and find what you want.
So kind of going along with that, would you suggest them join a gold club to help learn from other people and to discover how and what to look for then?
Yeah, I guess I would. I don't belong to a gold club. I could belong to lots of gold clubs. I really just like going out doing my own thing. Do I associate with gold clubs? Absolutely. Do I want to go and have to write my name down on a piece of paper to let them know I was there and do the Pledge of Allegiance and pay my dues and all that? Nah, I ain't into that. I invite those guys to my outings. I go out and hang out with them. It's all about what you want. If you're looking for guys to hang out with, a club is an excellent place to start. The information you can pick up from those guys is invaluable. It'll save you a lot of time. But if you just want to go out there and do it yourself and find out what you're all about and what you want out of this, to each their own. I started out myself, and I'm glad I did it that way. I learned so much watching YouTube, but I learned a lot more just going out and doing it myself.
Scrappy Prospect says, "Tell Jason thank you for being part of my therapy, and that Rigby told him that you still owe him 3 treats and a belly rub from a few videos back." His words, not his. And
Where do you
then
go?
Chad's asking, can the mods get a wizard tee We're broke miners. There you go.
And just so you know, everyone on our channel is a mod.
Yeah.
My mod.
You can get one at his merch store.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Do you have a merch store? I'm not sure. And we're going to talk about the circle a little bit.
All right, I do not have a merch website. I have so much going on. I don't have time for a website. I put all of the stuff we offer, the smooth waters and the gear and pay dirt and all that in the description section of all our videos, and that's fine with me. A couple of reasons. One, to slow things down. I still have a 50-hour, sometimes a week job that I have to do. Like I said before, I'm a married man. I got a house and this and that. Yeah. And it all takes time. And if I was to start selling 50 bags of pay dirt every 2 days, I would have time for nothing else. And I don't want that. So I just keep it limited to my description sections. And if people run across it or leave a comment about it, I'll reply and I'll tell them where to get it through my email. And I do run the Circle app, which formerly known as Patreon, those dirty dogs. And, the Circle app is way better anyway. And I do have everything listed on there. But yeah, the main reason I don't have a website is just to keep things slowed down a little bit.
So that brings me to a question I had was, how do you balance being a prospector out in the field versus being like a cameraman, an editor, and a storyteller for your YouTube page?
Well, for every shovel of dirt, I have, what does that take? About, 2 minutes, shovel of dirt, classify it, dump it in the pail. That's 5 minutes of filming, walking to the camera, turning it on, turning it, getting over there, screwing it up, going back, delete it, go do it again. And, I fully expect to have to make a full day out of 2 hours worth of prospecting. Yeah, it's just part of the game. And, 100% honesty. Sometimes I wish I wasn't out there filming, and sometimes it feels like a job, but yeah. I still do enjoy it enough to do it.
What's one video that massively overperformed and surprised you?
Oh, good question.
Massively overperformed and surprised me. Well, that would be 2 sluices full of gold video that I did with the smooth water sluice right there. Grapes, that thing went, I think it was like 200,000 views on that thing or something. I mean, wow. Back in the day when I first got rolling, I was working at the beach and just the views were coming in like crazy. 300, 400, 500,000 views on a video. One of them's got almost 5 million or something. And I after a while, I got complacent a little bit about that. And then I got brought down to reality by YouTube a little bit. And then this one popped up and I thought, holy crapes, people like that video. So, and it was fun making a video, and that's what made it special. Having so much fun doing that and filming it in my shop, and then people dug it. Yeah, that's what it's about.
Do you have winter hats with the PBR FGW logo?
Do I interact with it?
No. Do you have winter hats with the PBR FGW logo?
I do not have winter hats with the FGW logo, but I do have this PBR hat.
There you go. All right, everybody, we're going to take a quick 1-minute break, run a commercial. Everyone's going to run to the washroom and do what they got to do. We'll be right back.
Oh, Red Dirt Nation, rise and stand from the treasures deep in the soil's hand. A family of brothers hand in hand. This is our home. is our land. The river sang as we toiled away. Their whispers kept the fears at bay. Fields of gold from the seeds we sowed.
All right. We'll bring him back up when he's here. Oh, he's here. Never mind.
There you go.
So as you can see, next week we are live with Mike Pung.
Oh,
And hopefully Jason can come back and shoot the shit with Mike Pung. That'd be cool. If you're available, Jason. Yeah.
Maybe.
So I had one question I really wanted to ask you. Wisconsin and Michigan aren't the first places people would think of when they hear gold rush. What makes prospecting there unique compared to the classic Western gold fields?
The lack of opportunities.
That's
I mean, in the gold rush places, there's so many established starting locations. And if you have, say, 20 or 30 or whatever established locations in a given area, chances are you go in the middle of that somewhere, you could find something that hasn't been discovered yet, right?
right.
Around here, you're possibly finding the only one in a 50-mile radius, you know, and it's not going to be anything special. You know, you're not going to find ounces of gold, but you could definitely find a spot where you could get a gram a day, and a gram a day is pretty decent in my book. I mean, you can go up on the beach on a really good spot if you can run equipment and, you know, get a couple of grams a day, but you obviously can't do that anymore. But I think that if you find something around here, and especially if you're just doing it by yourself, and you get over that 50 to 1 hump, and you find it, that's a really good feeling.
Nice.
Awesome.
Okay, with all of your, YouTube success and that, have you ever thought of quitting your job and just doing YouTube for a full-time job?
Honestly, the thought had crossed my mind where I was trying to put 2 and 2 together, but it always equaled 3. I make a really good living doing what I do for a full-time job, but I only get $100 a week from my wife out of that. All right. So if I were just to quit that and do YouTube, I would get $100 a week out of that. So doing both, it affords me the opportunity to, buy the expensive pay dirts and, and some of the equipment expenditures, which is where the Circle platform comes in handy, which used to be Patreon. Those guys helped me out there. I couldn't do half of what I do without that. And those guys, which is why we give back to those guys so hard. But yeah, quitting my full-time job is not an option.
And we've got a couple questions in the private chat, and I'm sure in the public chat as well. Best way to get into Circle is to send you an email still?
You'll have to send me an email one way or the other. It's invite only. Let's see here. In the description section of our sneak peek videos and the FGPA videos is all the information you need before you send me an email. You send me an email, I will send you an invite link. That's how you get hooked up.
So just like Patreon, you're still offering the 5 different levels of support, 5 different levels of prizes, and people can kind of pick and choose how or what they want to do to support you. But it's unlike Patreon, where anybody could just click on Patreon and become a Patreon. You've got to email directly to get the invite.
Correct. Patreon believe it or not, was full of giveaway hunters. Just
Oh no, you don't
absolutely
say.
full of giveaway hunters. And I can filter them out to a certain point through circle. Um, do a few slip through the cracks possibly, but they're pretty easy to spot. Once they start complaining about the weirdest things, then you know who the giveaway hunters are, and Rigby filters them out.
These are some of the giveaway prizes. There is 3 grams of quartz specimen gold that I won on the Circle app. So by all means, send the email, get into it. It was one of the coolest nights ever when I won. I was super happy.
So that's a good point there. Let's talk about the real star of your show, Rigby. How did Rigby come into your life?
We rescue dogs, and 2 of the best dogs I ever had. Dingo and Cooper they're really, I mean, Dingo was pushing 15, I think, and Cooper was 14. So we thought we'd bring in a couple of younger dogs, and we brought in Rigby and Moose, and hoping that the older dogs would kind of show them around the yard and their limits and boundaries and how to act and this and that. And for the most part, it went pretty good. And those 2 older dogs are now gone. And Rigby was always the mellow one of the group. He never really ran. He took off once in a while. He chased a deer here and there, but he's always so mellow and easy to handle. And Moose is a really good dog too. He doesn't like going on the long trips, and sometimes he just wouldn't hop in the truck with us. So it turned out to be just me and Rigby after a while. And he just came in here now and he's giving me the big blue eyes. So, yeah, he's a really loyal dog. He's well behaved. He sits in the truck nice. He doesn't roam far. When people come by, he sticks close. And it was a perfect fit, and he's handsome.
Does Rigby have any funny mining habits, like stealing your spot on the tailings pile, walking through the sloughs, or insisting on checking on every new hole?
His funny mining habits are none of those, but he does guard my backpack. And you know what's in my backpack, right? He will put his head on my backpack. If I bring the other dogs along, he'll keep his head right on that pouch. He knows them beef sticks are in there.
Smart dog.
What do your viewers say about Rigby?
What do my viewers say? I'm a firm believer that if I didn't have Rigby in the channel from the beginning, I would have 8 subscribers. Rigby he's been the star of the show for the whole time. Him and his pink blankie. When I'm out there, I can cut loose with him, and he just sits there and takes it. And he's my buddy.
Okay, so if Rigby could talk for a day, what do you think he would say about your prospecting adventures?
Well, I would hope he would say thank you, other than the couple of times I brought him out when it was minus 20.
That's fair. So you've got... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering, so Rex and the other are they filling in, or learning, or are they still just puppies and gone crazy?
The Rex and Bowser they're rambunctious, they're high energy. Rex is starting to slow down a little bit more than Bowser. That's a tough call. I don't think either one of them can smell the gold, but I know they know Rigby is smelling something. So I think the interest is there.
Well, they say the dirt where the best gold comes from usually stinks.
Yeah.
Good
You know, when I first started bringing Rex out, I brought him out to Nugget Lake, and he found a dead deer carcass that I did not know that he found, and he was eating on that thing, and he puked like 3 or 4 times in my truck on the way home, and it was the worst ride home I've ever had in my entire life. So he hasn't done it since, so I think he's learning lessons, and if he can learn a little bit more from Rigby, more power to him.
So why did you decide to put Rigby's name on that pay dirt, that particular pay dirt?
Because he is a big part of my program. He's my partner. He has been for a number of years. People love him. I mean, look at that sticker. I mean, he's beautiful.
Right?
Oh yeah.
He's beautiful, yeah.
So yeah, he's got his own following, that's for sure. He probably gets as much mail or maybe more mail than I do. And you know, I recognize people's enjoyment for him. So I made some stickers with his face on it. Matter of fact, I have a couple of sweatshirts with his face on it, and that's about that.
There's
cool.
them blue eyes. I'll focus for a minute. But
yeah, I actually got one of those pay dirts coming for me. I won on our last benefit, so I'm excited to get that pay dirt. Yeah,
the one from James.
Yeah, the one from James.
Very good.
So how do you make sure the pay dirt is fun and rewarding without giving away too much of your hard-earned gold?
You know, I don't worry too much about my hard-earned gold. It's more that I do sell pay dirt, obviously, and I give a whole lot away too. But the pay dirt I sell, I really want people to experience the super fine powder flour gold. So some people might like chunkier gold and stuff you can pick up. I throw a little bit of that in each bag, and I make sure they get a good dose of that really super fine powder stuff. So, you know, you don't just pull back a little bit of, play sand that takes you 2 seconds that you paid $40 or $50 for a bag of whatever. You know, I throw some black sand in there and I make it more realistic to what's out here, because all the pay dirt we sell comes from the places that I go and mine myself. Less the last batch of rewards we did for our FGPA, which is all Alaskan pay dirt and 1 bag of Arizona. Everything else we deal with is either from the beach or from the creeks that I mine around Wisconsin.
Nice. There was a specific question I wanted to ask you about flour gold. So what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about flour gold?
Boy, are there any?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you could say if you watch some of the channels from out west, Misha Boylan, Three Toes, Smith's Gold, a lot of those guys out there, I've actually seen those guys take pans of gold that I would take my waders off and walk in ice water because I'm so happy with, and just flick them. You know, nice, decent sized pieces of gold for around here. And they call that stuff flour gold. Well, I know they get dust out there, so maybe they don't even have a name for it out there, but around here we call it flour gold, the dust. And, maybe a misconception of that might be some of the gold that they call flour gold, what we call flour gold, because our flour gold is, well, flour gold.
Yeah. That's what we call fly poop here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A gram of flour gold and a gram nugget is the same gold.
Yep.
Yeah.
It all adds up.
And there's more flour gold in the world than there is nuggets.
Yep.
Got that right. 99% of us are after the same flower gold.
Yep.
Can you tell us a story of when everything went wrong? Weather, gear, vehicles, but it still ended up being a great memory.
Oof. I really couldn't say the name. I couldn't remember the name of the particular video, but one of my spots near here, I made countless videos. I just love this area. I got my truck stuck when I was trying to leave, and there was no getting it out, and I had to sit there and wait and wait. I mean, this is back in the middle of nowhere, and finally somebody came along. Before he came along, I was back down to the creek, classifying out material into pails, bringing it back up, trying to get it under my tires and shovel out snow. And I was exhausted and nothing was working. Finally, somebody came along, gave me a little yank. It took 3 seconds and I was out.
Oh.
But getting stuck is the worst. It's snow and ice, you know.
Mm-hmm. Do a lot of that
The
around
day-
here.
The day Charlie and I went to Nugget Lake, I pulled in, you know where I parked there, and my truck's 2-wheel drive. I pulled in the morning, everything was frozen. I went back and forth. So, oh, this is great. Oh, and we got out. Charlie said goodbye and took off down the road, and I got in my truck and it wouldn't move. But I worked it ever so gingerly and got it out of there. But I thought, yep, I'm going to be sitting here on the side of the road till at least people come along there often. But yeah, I've definitely been in the middle of nowhere and buried myself before where I couldn't even imagine giving someone directions to get to me.
Right? And the
Me
phone
and
doesn't
Stacey had a
work.
problem with my truck tire once out in the mountains. My truck fell off the jack while I was changing the tire.
Oh,
Gee.
Yeah, it was
did it
pretty
land
awful.
on the jack too?
No. Luckily, that didn't happen.
Curtis is asking, what's the biggest piece of gold that Rigby has found for you?
Oh boy, I tell you. He actually grabbed a piece of mail that I dropped outside and brought it in the door and then dropped it on the floor, and it had pay dirt in it. So that would probably be the most gold he's ever found for me. Other than laying down on excellent deposits on the beach or splashing around in the creek, that would be the one.
Nice.
There you go. He's the mine boss.
Yeah.
Quoting Curtis.
Oh, have you ever because I know you found you thought was a meteorite. Did you ever grab that and did you ever cut it in half?
I smashed it in half with a hammer, and it's not a meteorite.
Yeah, let's say not be broken with a hammer.
Yeah, and when I say half, I say that with a loose tongue, or it wasn't quite half.
Have you ever found any of the meteorite that landed in Nugget, or know anybody that has for sure?
No, I don't know if you know Mike Fate, but he's the president of the Toma chapter.
Yep.
Of the GPAA. He found some just fantastic blue, like Rigby's eyes blue rhyolite, I believe.
Okay.
So I don't know where that comes from, but as far as meteorites go, no, not down there.
Wesley wants to know what beer you're going to drink when Pabst goes out of business.
Well, I like 2 kinds of beer, Pabst and free.
I'm surprised you're not getting endorsed by Pabst already. Come on. Like, they need to
Those
step it up
those
here.
cheapskates won't even send me a coaster.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
What is the coolest gift you've gotten from a fan? And I know a lot of people have given you cool Pabst stuff and Wizard stuff. What do you say? What are your top 3?
Well, I'll have to weigh that. Let me turn on my thinking light here.
That
Well,
is cool.
Oh
I
my
got,
god.
I'll tell you what. I'll just pull one out that I really think is special.
He's got a thinking light. I got a thinking mirror.
Right here. This here I got from Jim Jensen from Jim's Junk. This is a wizard
Whoa.
staff right here. It's a nice
Oh, that's
walking
cool.
stick and it's got a crystal ball.
Look at
Yeah.
that.
Isn't that fantastic?
That's
That's
wicked.
cool.
That is fantastic right there. The wizard staff, flower gold wizard. So that, I've gotten so much mail over the years that I can't thank everybody out there enough for all of it. And there's a lot of it hanging on the wall back there, and there's stuff over on that wall and surrounding me everywhere. And I'm appreciative of each and every one. There's a couple that stand out, and this is one of my prize ones right here. Thank you, Jim,
That's
for
awesome.
listening.
Does that ever leave the shop? Do you go hiking with it, or
That
Do you
never
plan-
leaves the shop right there. That's going in me to the retirement home.
All
There
right.
you go. Right on.
You beat people with it and make you mad.
Along with
What
my
does it-
gold.
I think Nick has that same comb.
Yep.
And Carl too. What
Uh-oh.
does a day off look like when you are not shooting or prospecting?
Well, I'm probably sitting on my lawnmower or hold my chainsaw. Once in a while, I get to go fishing. Ice is coming. I plan on making a couple ice fishing videos just
There you go.
because I don't have time to do both. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of free time, so it's
That's
it's
fair.
work. It's work, or I film my other play.
I know we really enjoyed last year's ice fishing video. That was an incredible one. For no gold in the video, that was one of my top favorite ones.
Yeah, me and Mrs. Wizard just took a ride all the way up there on Sunday. I brought her out to lunch and all this and that. And I just wanted to check the ice. And we got up on a high bank and I grabbed a rock about that big, and I gave it a big whip up in the air. And it went right down and right through the ice into the water. She said, "That's not enough ice." So, well, it will be in a couple of days. We're going ice fishing next weekend. So I think next weekend might be the first one.
All right.
Michelle's asking, Jason, hi, have you ever prospected around southern Wisconsin? If so, any luck?
I found gold in Janesville, Wisconsin, on a job site, actually. Right across from the police station in Janesville, kitty corner to the dam. I put up a great big, huge apartment building there. And when they had that hole dug, there was gravel deposits about halfway down. And everybody is looking at me all weird. Well, I had a pan with me, so I went and took a couple of pans out of there, and I found some gold.
Nice.
Awesome.
There you go.
Just so everybody knows, that's Michelle the bucket lady. She's the one you want to get a hold of. If you
Michelle
want one of
Milano.
Yeah.
Captain Chaos is asking, where did you get the Aussie flag from?
Australia. I got that from one of two places. I'm not exactly sure where that exact one came from, but I've gotten a number of Australian flags, probably from Crouch, the surfing prospector, or Gruber Ned Jardine, a couple of channels I follow and I'm corresponding with. I send them some stuff and they send me some stuff, and that being one of them.
Nice. So has gold mining changed the way you look at money, work, or success in general?
Not in my physical realm, I guess I would say. I mean, if I had enough money to buy and sell gold where I could make a living at just buying and selling gold, it might then. Um, those guys up in Alaska that do it for a living, their lives depend on the price of gold a lot of times. And say 2 years ago compared to today, those guys would be able to answer that question in a way different way than I can. But
Mhm.
as far as the gold alone goes, it doesn't really affect the way I live or the way I conduct my activities because it's a hobby for me. YouTube is my generator, I guess. I'm more of a YouTuber and a prospector than I am a gold miner. The fun for me is going out there and digging, looking around and seeing nobody except trees, snow, a couple of crickets and mosquitoes. You know, even mosquitoes are part of the lure. You know, it's
Mhm.
all of it. So I wouldn't say gold has changed my thought on money. No.
You're almost at that point where you're going to get a plaque, hey, from YouTube.
Well, that could be. They're a finicky. They're a finicky business.
They are.
YouTube is
Yeah.
a business, 100%.
Yeah.
There's channels out there that put out shorts and they put out lives and they put out this and they put out that, and YouTube pumps them a little bit because that's what YouTube wants. They're leaning more towards the shorts. Okay, you watch TikTok and you watch all these other things. Everything's shorts. YouTube's they see that and they're trying to get into that. Well, I see a lot of channels out there. Some of them have already passed 100,000 views or subscribers, excuse me. But then you look at their videos and they have 1,000 views or 800 views or, you know, 1.5 thousand views on a video. Well, all those subscribers that hit on their shorts and they hit on their this and that, well, they're not really subscribers, you know. So I try to keep mine video based, and it gives me more of a feel for the audience because I get a lot more in feedback in my comments. And look around, I got all this mail and this awesome staff right here, and I feel I can connect with my constituents a little bit better just with videos than some short out there trying to make people click.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yep.
That is a great point. Yeah.
Alaska Gold. Sorry, go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna say I've been encouraged to do more shorts to get more subscribers, but I like the subscribers that are watching my long form videos and
Yeah.
interacting with me.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's more of a family.
Video is a long form versus a short. So
Those ones that are just scrolling on by, that's all they're ever gonna do is scroll on by. But
Yep, they're gonna scroll on by, and if they hit that subscribe button, they may never see you again, right?
Yeah,
So-
Right.
exactly.
All these
Right.
guys out there that are showing their plaque and this and that, congratulations. But I know what's going on, and you guys know what's going on. And if I don't make it to 100,000 doing what I do, then I don't make it to 100,000 doing what I do. But I tell you what I do is I have fun doing it.
yep.
right.
That's the main thing right there. You have fun. Yeah.
And there's a lot of us that look forward to what you do every week.
Oh yeah.
Our
I
fun.
appreciate that.
I was
Every
late watching yesterday's video, but I was busy.
oh yeah, every Sunday morning it's always, turn YouTube on and I know you're always there.
Justin from Alaska Gold Hunter, is that Jason? Do you ever do a construction job with excavation going on and just grab some material to try?
I do. Matter of fact, 3 minutes ago we just talked about that. Down in Janesville, I found some gold doing that, and I do. I was doing a job out. What the heck town was that? Elko, Wisconsin, over by Anagle. I tested some ground over there. I didn't find anything. I tested a number of other locations. A number of years ago, I used to be the traveling foreman by choice. You make more money and you get 4-day weeks, and it was all right. But you travel around the whole state, and I had a pan with me a lot of times, and more times than not, I didn't find anything. But you know, every once in a while, you do.
Nice.
Awesome.
James says Lucas just posted on the circle. Is he here? Question mark.
No.
I haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him either.
I see my Circle app notifications popping up on my phone up there while I'm looking at you guys.
Oh,
There you go. I'm gonna have to get in on this Circle app. That sounds like really cool platform.
It is. I mean, you guys can post videos. You can make your own, comments, and you can do surveys and pics, and relate to everybody else. And it's a really cool app where Patreon was lacking, and I get to do what I want.
And there's more chances to interact with you and the other people in the community, which on YouTube or Patreon, on YouTube we can comment, or we can talk to each other in the comments, but it's just like I can private message anybody in Circle, and it's really nice. It's just another networking option.
It is nice because one of the things I found after launching Circle, what was that, back in August, I think it was, a lot of the people in the comments who were former, they were in Patreon before, they have, mines, and they go prospecting, and they come to outings, and they have so many cool stories to tell, just like we're doing right now. I mean, any one of those people in Circle could come and sit in my chair right here and talk about the same cool stuff I'm talking about. And the best thing is we get to do it, 24 hours, 7 days a week on Circle, because, like Michelle, she just clicked in a little while ago. She's awesome. She was out at Nugget Lake. You want to talk about a hardworking prospector? She's it right there. And she makes these awesome buckets. Check this out.
I know what this is.
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Whoa, look at that.
Hey guys,
That's another one with my logo on it, but I mean, that's just an example of some of the people that are involved with it. It's kind of like being in a GPA club out in Toma or Wausau or whatever, but it's online, basically the same thing as those. And instead of monthly meetings, we do outings, and it's cool.
and monthly giveaways.
And monthly giveaways, which, by the way, this December one, it's the most gold we've ever given away ever.
Wow.
That's awesome. Gold, huh?
I've said that the Circle app is very similar in form and function to the Facebook app, but there's only the people in your circle, not the entire world, with access to it. But you can private message, you can upload videos and pictures, and comment on different threads, and Jason is the Mark Zuckerberg of his Circle world, and it's pretty sweet.
Mark Zuckerberg, huh? What's that other joker's name? That other rich guy. Weren't they gonna rumble in the jungle or something?
Oh,
Bezos.
Bezos.
Yeah.
Bezos.
Somebody was gonna fight. Was it Musk and Zuckerberg were in a fight or something?
Maybe.
Oh, you must give Zuckerberg. Oh my god.
If they want to
we
throw
have-
enough money on the line, if you guys could cover me, I'll win it back. I'll take them both out.
We have one question. I don't know how much you want to share on it. You don't have to share anything if you don't want. But someone was wondering how the sales have been for Wizard Sluice products.
Excellent question. Watch this here.
Boy, we mentioned Musk's name and my Starlink went out.
All right. This is a sluice box. So the mini sluice comes in little boxes like this right here. It's got a head in there, the whole sluice, glue, and all that stuff. You guys see that number on there?
600, yeah.
This is my 600 sluice right here that I'm about to sell.
Wow, good for you. Man.
Nice.
So that doesn't include none of the smooth waters or any of that. So they're really going well, and they would not go that well if not by word of mouth, word of videos, and everybody seems to not mind having to put them together, but they do 100% work, or that wouldn't be there would be 600 on that box.
Wow, congratulations! That's huge. That's wicked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I held out for a long time before I got mine because I had a similar sluice that worked almost as good, but I haven't touched it since I got my sluice from you. And I can take yours. Well, you saw it, Travis. It fits in this little tote. The pump, the battery, the sluice, all the stuff you need, the jet dry, and it takes up this much space in my truck, and I can take it anywhere in the country, fill it up with water, run dirt. Man, we were running dirt by the campfire in the dark. Like,
I know.
That
was, I saw it in Montana, and I was like, God damn, I need one of those things. So, Jason, I'm sending you an email, man, for 1 circle and 2 some pricing on those your products.
You got it, man. Thanks.
Yeah. Jason's asking, have you heard anything about the gold and copper testing in Taylor County earlier this year?
I have not. Every once in a while, you'll see an article about it, and they're pretty vague, being on the news. I'm sure with a little bit of investigating, you could probably get a little bit more details out of it, but it's a copper and a gold mine. I think that's what you're talking about. And they're not going to let anything slip either,
Yeah.
Everybody's trying to cover their bases and cover their arses. So you're not going to hear the whole story until you hear the whole story.
Yeah.
I have one question, kind of for you, kind of for Wesley. Your blue bowls. I have a friend that does some 3D printing. He makes some cool stuff like this guy. He says it's for pills, but that is totally for gold. The blue bowls have a seam.
Oop.
And
Uh-oh.
I think his battery died.
Oh,
yeah, StreamYard's rough on phones.
Yeah, I know he's in the tripod in poor service.
Well,
we'll give him a minute to maybe come back.
He'll come back. We'll just wait for him for a few minutes. So I just want to thank everybody for sticking with Red Dirt Nation through our little hiccup here today. Next week with Mike Pung, it will be solely on Red Dirt Nation.
Yep.
I still have, because I have the backup stream on my channel right now, and I still have like 20 people in there. So yeah, it's no, I have 19 people. But next week it is not going to be on my channel. It's going to be on Red Dirt Nation. There's not going to be a backup stream because everything's running great. We've got 61. We've got 60. We've been over 60 people this whole live.
Wow. We tapped 80 for a second there, which has been amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Guys.
So
thank you very much.
Some of the confusion we had was this stream was originally created with all of our channels, which is why it was on all of our channels. Even though we weren't broadcasting, you guys were all pre-gaming in the chat, and then we didn't broadcast to that channel. So we will make sure that those are all eliminated so there won't be that pre-game confusion next week. It will be in RDN, and everybody will be. The only thing right now is we are still running horizontal and vertical. So you might see some people commenting and you don't see them in your chat. That's because they're holding their phone like this and you're holding your phone like that. So that's the only difference in that. And we're going to let both of them ride for a while because the vertical does bring in a lot of new people.
Yeah. And we'll leave it up to chat too. We'll make sure we hear you guys. If you guys say the vertical's dumb, well, then we get rid of the vertical. It's all about making sure our viewers are happy.
Yep.
while we wait for Jason to come back, we do have Mike Pung coming up next week. We have tentatively Sean Pomeranke from Bering Sea Gold. And then our Christmas party. What else we got going on next? And we also have a big announcement coming up about our winter guest lineup. We've got people from Gold Rush who are currently in Gold Rush. We have people from Gold Rush Whitewater coming. We have people from Bering Sea Gold coming. We have a couple Rockhound and Mineralist guys from Amsterdam coming up. So yeah, we've got some really big names coming up in January, February, and March. So stay tuned for that announcement. It's going to be awesome. We've been working hard, and that's why we did the switch to one stream, so you guys can all enjoy and ask your questions along that as well. And that, James makes a good point. We also have a merch page as well. It is reddirtnation.printful.me. It's in our description. So if you want to get some Red Dirt Nation merch, that's where you get it. And they see,
There he is.
We just keep talking and he'll show back up.
There he goes.
I don't know. My phone made a sizzling sound and I just shut off.
Yeah. The StreamYard sizzle. That's what we'll call it.
Just to finish Travis's thought, the link to our merch site is right on top of our YouTube page. And there's shirts from each one of our individual channels and Red Dirt Nation stuff. I'm constantly adding more stuff to it when I get time. And it's about a week and a half, 2 week lead time. They've been really good. I know Lucas, the Glacial Gold Hunter, uses them. That's one of his hoodies behind me there. But if you're thinking Christmas presents, give a couple week lead time and you should have them in time for the holidays. So 'tis the season. And we use all the proceeds, the little bit of proceeds from that we get to go and continue paying to keep this channel running. And our t-shirts are only $20, so you can't beat that.
Boom, there you go. Also, one more thing, everybody in chat, please subscribe to Red Dirt Nation, like a video, comment on it so your subscription sticks and we don't get purged like we did last night. Thank you.
Today.
And today.
Yeah, that was a shock this morning.
They hit us overnight while we were sleeping, and then again in the middle of the day. I got us from 44 down to 43, up to 45, back to 39. Got us up over 50, did a test live, and our entire channel got shut down for 4 minutes. So I don't know what we did to the YouTube gods, but they were not happy with us.
Yeah.
YouTube was not happy with us at all. Jason, how you doing? Thanks for coming back, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Back.
PSA.
Michelle has a question, and Michelle, I want to talk to you about a Red Dirt Nation bucket. Like, seriously, that looks awesome. Have you ever considered using those GoPro cameras that strap to your chest to film?
Oh, he's got one ready.
Oh,
Yes.
He's already, yeah. He's thought about it. There you go. The next question: have you used it?
No. I think the first time I'm going to use it's going to be on Rigby, like we had talked about previously.
Yeah. That's
You
cool.
You have dunked the GoPro underwater a couple times in your videos, right?
Oh yeah, I've dunked my iPhone under the water a couple times.
I was wondering if you were dunked in the phone too. I dunked my Android in the water once too, but it wasn't recording.
You know, they say my phone's waterproof. I don't know how well I want to test that.
yeah.
Mine took it like a champ. I ran as fast as I could and threw it on the defroster, And the old phones, you'd rip the battery out, you were good. The new phones, you can't rip the battery out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got lucky.
You gotta watch out for
some of
the stuff you buy out there. I get suggestions all the time about equipment I should buy, and they've tried it and it works so great. Well, here's one of them right here. I forget what I paid for this thing. I don't know, like $300 or $400 or something. It's an underwater camera, but you can hear everything you're saying above the water while this thing is under the water. Well, there's 9,584 trillion settings on this thing, and I can't figure out what one of them's for, and it takes horrible videos. So that thing just
Jeez.
sits there. And I bought a $500 Canon camera a while back, and I ended up just throwing that thing in the garbage because you know what works really good? My iPhone.
Exactly.
And it fits in your pocket.
And it fits in my pocket.
I was asking about your blue bowls. So my buddy that does the 3D prints was wondering about the seam in the bowl and why you print them, or Wesley prints them with the seam versus all the way around 360. I forget what he called it, but then it would be seamless. Is there a reason?
That is definitely a Wesley question. I have no idea. Let me grab one. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a seam on there.
Yeah.
I do not know the answer to that question.
Wesley, if you're still in chat, let me know. I'm just curious. I love my blue bowls. I actually stacked them up right behind me today.
Yeah. I got a quite stack back there.
My favorite thing is to run my nail back and forth in them.
I don't have any.
How does your family feel about the time, effort, and miles you put into Flower Gold Wizards?
It was a rocky start.
Yeah.
Putting myself out there like that. And then once I started selling stuff or giving stuff away, my address got out there. We got robbed at one time.
Oh, wow.
It was a rocky start, but they've all warmed up to it a little bit. My daughters are getting quite a bit older now. That one, she's 21 there. She moved out. And then there's my other younger daughter is 19. And she's in and out. You hardly ever see them teenage girls anyway. But, the wife calmed down a lot. And, now I don't have to ask her for more than that $100 a week. I think we're in business.
That's good. That's good.
So you're saying your family's good and supportive of what you do?
They're good. That's what I do. No, Val helps me out. She does a lot of the printouts, and if I have to type a whole bunch of stuff, she'll come out here and clack, or I'll bring this computer here in the house. She'll clack away. She's not afraid to get involved a little bit, but as far as getting out there, getting dirty, that's not her game.
Dude, my wife, Val, is the same way. She does a lot of my editing, but won't get dirty.
Yeah. Can't blame them.
No, you can't. Funny.
Wesley's answer is up on screen, and it totally makes sense. He says the seams are the start-stop, which I understood that, but he says he's using his leftover plastic to print them. So it'll print around and back until it runs out, and then he loads another piece of plastic in. So he's making them essentially for nothing, and you give them away for essentially nothing. So it totally makes sense where you would need the full roll to run that all the way around. So I got my answer, and I fully understand now. Great job, Wes. Everything you make's great.
Thanks, Wes.
Can anyone here give any advice on finding pay streaks? I found plenty of gold, but never anything consistent.
I can tell you how I would go about it in areas around me where where you can dig from one side of the creek to the other side of the creek. If you're digging in bedrock, it's going to be a little harder because you can't dig in bedrock. But if if you're digging in glacial till and you come across a clay layer, you would start on one side of the creek right up tight to the bank and just take a couple of shovelfuls deep all the way across and keep track of how many pieces, if any, you find in your pan, and then move up or downstream just a little bit and do it again. And then you move down a little bit further and you do it again. And then you move down a little bit further and then you do it again. It's not an easy process, but if you actually want to find the streak, that's the way you do it.
Yep.
We can't dig in the water here, but you can do the same thing on land and get the same results.
Yeah.
John R. says, speaking for himself, he's glad that we started the new channel for Red Dirt Nation. Awesome.
Thank you, John R.
Thank you, John R. We appreciate the support, man.
Yeah.
It was definitely a lot of your and Brad's feedback was some of the final push. We've been hearing back and forth for a long time, and that was where we just decided to shit or get off the pot. So Mega Dog says, float something down the stream. It usually follows the streak. You get the rubber duckies.
There you go. Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, I got a little jar of Mega Dog dirt over there.
Good old Mega Dog. Yeah, I've got a little bag of Mega Dog dirt too, actually. Justin says he'd like to be up on Red Dirt Nation again when his work schedule allows it. So that's cool. Justin, I'll give you a text.
Yep.
Even if you can't do the full thing, come in for one of our Christmas parties and hang out or something like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
Hang on, I gotta write that down. Don't get rid of that pin.
Yep, I wasn't going to. That's why I put it up for you. Because I saw it.
Oh, the Pro Tough decals, yes. And Michelle, Pro Tough decals is the where you go to pick out your buckets. I saw it looks like she made one for Empty Pan as well, because he's got some cool buckets. And again, Christmas time is coming, and now's the time to get your orders in. And Michelle, I'm going to send you my artwork. I got it fixed now. I'll get with you.
So
Michelle,
I'm gonna
maybe
jump old for you just 1 second, Jason. So you do construction. Do you do commercial or residential?
Uh-oh.
Commercial. Okay. I was wondering when you're talking about going that deep for foundations, if it had to have been commercial.
Yeah, it's huge. Our company is geared for Walmarts and schools and hospitals and larger buildings, but we do dabble around in some smaller stuff for whatever reason, and so yeah, we do it all.
How
Nice.
far do you travel for work normally?
Normally I would say if I'm not staying out of town, my ride in the morning might be up to an hour and a half.
Okay.
Right now I'm working right in Green Bay, so it's only a 20-minute ride. But when I'm working out of town, I did a elevator and a stairwell out in Sault Ste. Marie a few years back. That's a little ways away, but one in North Dakota out in Bismarck, but mostly in state.
Nice.
Do you do gold prospecting when you're on the road like that, or do you just work and go home on the weekend?
During the week I just want to work, and after work, you have a few cocktails and you go to bed and you get up and go to work. And
Yep.
I don't have a whole lot of time to, because when you're working 4-day weeks out of town, which is all they ask, you're working long hours. You just want to get out there, and he wants you to get it done, so you do it. But I do scout. I'm always looking around. So I have seen places out of town that I have gone back to, and they turned out to be in the 50, not the 1 club,
I know there's another good story that not a lot of people know about. I've been told it once, but let's talk about your ending of all of your videos. What is that? Where did that come from? And why?
Which ending?
The laugh.
Oh, I work with him. He has the most insane laugh I've ever heard in my life, and I'm always trying to get the whole thing because he has a wind up that you wouldn't believe. He's got the punch, which is on the video, and then he's got a wind down, and I just can't get it all in one. So I got the punch on the video just because it's there. A lot of people think it's something to do with some writing on a van in the background, but it's not. He's just a cool guy that I work with, and his laugh is infectious. So I put it on my videos most times, and that's about that.
Yeah, I always wondered about that.
He makes that his laugh makes everybody around him laugh, and I know for a fact that putting that on the end of my videos makes other people laugh just because he laughs like that.
Well, there are a lot of us that are sad when your videos are done every week, and that gives us all a smile at the end.
Oh man. God, you guys have asked so many good questions. I don't even know what to ask anymore. Sheesh. All right.
Favorite color is blue.
If dodgeball is not your favorite sport, what is it?
If dodgeball's not my favorite sport,
Yeah, I'm just throwing that out there. I
wrench
just had a picture
dodging.
of Ben Stiller in my head, so that's why that came out.
Yeah, wrench dodging.
Favorite brand of pickup truck?
Oh man, I got this nice shiny new Dodge sitting out there. Big old,
There you go.
big old diesel. But my favorite truck, my wife just talked. I talked to her about it yesterday. It was my Ford F-150. That was my favorite truck.
Damn.
It's so light, so dependable. I could drive that thing out on the bay and drive it into a snowbank, and I could damn near pick that thing up. It was so light. I never got that thing stuck. Yeah, it was a good truck.
Do you have any classic cars or cool cars or
No, I don't have time for that. I got a boat that I never use. I got a four-wheeler that I only plow snow with. I got a snowmobile that I very rarely start. So I don't have time for a cool car.
Yep.
So Farming Texture has a question for you. He wants to know how many quarts of shine do you think Uncle Russ could drink at the next outing?
Is that before or after somebody grabs him by the ear?
Guys, the outings are a great time too. I haven't made it to the beach. I for sure will. But that campground at Nugget Lake is such a nice, cozy little campground.
It is.
And the people there are always, and usually when Flower Gold Wizard says he's having an outing, 85% of the sites are us. And it's pretty cool. It's a great experience. And I've been there as a first timer. I've been there as a sixth timer. And I've seen just everybody is so friendly and welcoming and helpful. It's been great. And Jason's campsite is open. You can walk right in and talk to him and everybody else. One thing about Jason is you are very good with that as far as you respond to emails. When I first finally reached out to you after watching you for 4 years or whatever, you answered me that day. And I just was like, oh my God, he's already responding. I don't even know what to say. And then you're like, well, come on out, man. And you hooked me up with gear. You watched me struggle in the creek. And then you took me the next weekend and said, dig here, dig like this, do this. And I started finding gold. and then my wife found this thing. That's that court specimen with a little flake of gold on it, which was, that had her hooked. So
Yeah, Donna's cool too, hey Donna.
she's she just went downstairs, but yeah, she said hi earlier. You're talking.
Yeah, we do have fun at our outings, that's for sure. And you couldn't have said it better. Everybody is so friendly. Nobody's gonna starve. You walk in there, empty cooler, empty pockets. You're gonna be taken care of. It's just the community. It's not my particular outings. It's the community that we're in. It'll happen at if any of you guys had an outing. It's just the people we're involved with.
That's right. So without further ado, Forever wants to know if you have ever had any sketchy encounters with anyone while they were out in the bush, while you were out in the bush prospecting.
Well, not, I wouldn't say sketchy, but there are a couple of people out there that have attitudes. Even though we're the best community out there, you still have your clunkers. And I won't name a name. He does have a YouTube channel, and I met him up on the beach, and he's an interesting fellow. He was armed, and he doesn't like the park rangers, and he just, I was a little uncomfortable with them around.
Yeah.
But other than that, I haven't met anybody out there that made me feel too uncomfortable.
Man, yeah, people are weird. Oh, what do we got here? New comments and new questions. Well, where are we at?
I was going to ask you if someone wanted to start both gold prospecting and a YouTube channel, what's the one piece of advice you'd give them?
Just keep it real. If you're not having fun doing it, people are going to be able to tell right away.
Yeah.
If you go out there and, if you're going to start, if you salt your pans, there's people everywhere watching these channels.
Yeah.
People from Wisconsin watch my channels. They know what I'm finding. They know what they find. And if I start pulling up big chunks of gold, they're going to know that I'm full of crap. 1, be real. 2, have fun. 3, know your role, I guess. I mean, if you go out there, I don't necessarily want to say I'm not trying to be funny. Sometimes I'm trying to be funny, but it's because I think what I'm doing is funny. It's not because I think somebody else might think it's funny and I'm just doing it. I go out there and I'm a nut job anyway, and me and Rigby go out there and have a good time. So keep it real. Only do it if you think it's fun,
Yeah.
You ever find a megalodon tooth?
Yes.
Uh-oh, here comes the bling.
Oh, he's got one too.
Right here. Right there it
Oh,
is.
nice. That's a real one.
There you go.
Mine's
actually
glacial.
bronze. Lucas,
Mine's
the glacial gold hunter, made me that.
Oh, that's a bronze one.
Yep, that's a big old bronze megalodon tooth right there.
That is awesome.
Oh my God! Look at that.
It weighs 212 pounds.
Yeah, you gotta have fun when you're in the creek. So
Yep.
it was Andrew and Benza that gave me the idea.
Okay, I've got a quick one here for you. If you had to pick a title for a Rigby spin-off channel, what would it be?
Ooh, Rigby spin-off, provided I die. Well, that's a good one. Here. You stumped me there.
You know, if you can't think of it, it's all good.
Rigby Reagans. You could go work with those darn elves on that Ring movie there.
Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah.
There you go.
Have you ever thought of making like a Russell and Doug channel for Rigby and the boys?
Oh, the ferrets. When he did that I'm sailing video, I about died. I have not, but that might be a good idea.
Unfortunately, Lucas said he has rehomed them for the winter, and they might not be coming back.
Oh,
And
man.
I'm bummed out for that, but I'm more bummed out because I like the Russell and Doug YouTube channel, and hopefully he goes and borrows them for a weekend and makes some more content. Because
He could definitely go places with those videos. Yeah, I tell you what, he is going places anyway. When he first got into this, I saw potential in him right off the bat. He's young, he's smart, he's relatively good looking, yeah, and he's charismatic, and those are qualities that YouTube viewers really appreciate. And he's going to be the next big thing. And I told him that before he even had maybe 1,000 subscribers, and I still feel that way. He's going to surpass me so fast it won't even be funny, but he deserves it. He's a cool cat, and I wish him the best of luck.
And he puts a lot of time and effort into his gold YouTube channel.
Yep.
And when he comes up with these ideas, he's got this huge Rolodex of movie and television clips in his head, and then he goes and finds them and puts them in the video, and I get a kick out of it every time.
Yeah,
And then
he's clever, he's smart, he's quick, and that'll take you places. And I think this Arizona adventure is gonna shoot him right to the moon, and I couldn't be happier for him.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And if you've ever caught, I know you have, the Lundgren Bronze Works side, he's got so much talent that you just would never guess when he's goofing around in the creek on the other side.
Yeah.
Aside from being an incredibly smart geologist, that bronze stuff, that tooth is nothing compared to like the elk and the detail that he puts into this stuff, and it's amazing. Lucas is great. We got to get him up here too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent him a couple of Instagram messages saying, "Hey, you want to come up?" And haven't heard anything back from him. But
Well, he kind of said yes, but I think he thought he was going to be on with Jason, and I just think there's too much to cover for you, and there's too much to cover for him to put you all together. So
He can sit right here.
Just work him like a puppet.
Yeah. Sorry, Lucas. Hey, I didn't mean that. I know you know judo or whatever the heck it is.
Taekwondo, Tai Chi, and Tyrone. That's the guy that taught him all that.
Tyrone.
oh, geez.
I don't know where this live stream's going now, but we're gonna, wow.
Yeah, we've been rolling for 2 hours and 18 minutes.
This is the latest I ever stayed up in my whole life.
Oh, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah, we appreciate it. With that being said, we're gonna wind things up. We appreciate everybody being here. Jason, most importantly, thank you. I know it's way past your bedtime, so we're gonna let Mr. Flower Gold Wizard go, so he can hit the hay as along with the rest of us. Is there anything else you guys want to ask or say?
Jason,
Just
if you
thank
could
you, man.
if you could stick around there until our outro's done, we'll catch you for a minute in the back room before you go to bed.
Got it.
All right.
Jason's bedtime's 9 p.m. sharp. See,
Yeah.
everybody knows. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Red Dirt Nation. Thank you for being patient with us with our technical difficulties. We'll be live on one channel next week with Mike Pung from Gold Cube. Hopefully, Jason, you can be with us on that one. Until then, have a safe week, heavy pans, and we'll see you on the next one.
Later, everybody.
Thank you all.
Later.